A little girl asked her mother why she cut off the ends of the meat before she cooked it. The girl's mother told her that she thought it added flavor by allowing the meat to better absorb the spices. But she suggested she go ask her grandmother, since her grandmother always did it that way. So the little girl finds her grandmother and asks, "Grandma, why do you and Mommy cut the ends off the meat before you cook it?" Her grandmother thought for a moment and answered, "I think it allows the meat to stay tender because it soaks up the juices better. But why don't you go ask your Nana? After all, I learned it from her. She always did it that way." The little girl is now getting frustrated, but climbs up in her great-grandmother's lap and asks, "Nana, why do you cut the ends off the meat before you cook it?" Nana answered, "I don't know why these women do it. I did it because my pot wasn't big enough." And just like that, tradition was exposed. In our own lives, we often practice something simply because it was handed to us. Like not going outside with wet hair because it'll make you sick. Waiting 30 minutes after you eat before going swimming. Cooking black-eyed peas on New Year's Day. Or wearing pastel colors on Easter. We tend to repeat phrases we've never studied, hold convictions we've never examined, defend traditions we've never questioned. And if we're not careful, we do the same exact thing with our faith. Jesus confronted this very thing. If we look in Mark chapter 7, verses 8 through 9, it says, "For laying aside the commandment of God, ye hold the tradition of men, as the washing of pots and cups, and many other such like things ye do. And he said unto them, Full well ye reject the commandment of God, that ye may keep your own tradition." This isn't condemning heritage. It's confronting unexamined habit. Some beliefs, fears, or practices are simply born out of someone else's limitation, someone's lack of understanding, someone's season of survival, someone's cultural constraint, someone's small pot. But your pot might be bigger. God may be calling you into something fuller, deeper understanding, greater freedom, wider obedience. At some point, we have to ask ourselves, are we limiting what God wants to do? Are we defending what God never required? Are we shrinking our faith to fit someone else's container? What ends of the meat are we cutting off in our own lives simply because someone before us did? Faith isn't about blindly copying the past. It's about faithfully seeking God in the present. Sometimes what we call wisdom was just survival. Sometimes what we call conviction was just constraint. And sometimes what we call tradition was just a workaround. God is not limited by the containers that once constrained others. So before you keep cutting, ask why. It might not be about the meat at all. It might be that God is ready to enlarge your capacity and you're still cooking like the pot is small.